Hi Acadiana, I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Happy Friday to you. This is Acadiana Weather Today, a short morning chat on your upcoming weather conditions and how they're going to affect your day. Another cool start this morning, although not as cool as what it was earlier this week, but we do have some fog that's across the region, and that is going to be causing some issues. Real quick shout out to my friends over at Ritter Consulting Engineers. Matterport interactive 3D models are revolutionizing real estate. Make your properties matter with Matterport. Call Ritter Consulting Engineers at 984-8498 or visit their website. Well, we're starting out with the dense fog advisories, although here in the mid part of Lafayette, not really seeing a whole lot of fog, but we could still see some of that materializing here in the hub city. But outside of town, we are seeing that fog, and some visibilities have dropped down below a quarter of a mile. As you can see here on the sky cam, generally fair skies here in the mid part of Lafayette, but again, you might need a few extra minutes to get to work and school because of the fog that is out there. And you can see that on some of the traffic cams here this morning. In some cases, that visibility has dropped low enough that it's going to cause some travel issues. So again, I know easier said than done. If you can get yourself an extra 5 or 10 minutes on the roadway to get to work and school safely, that will help you out a lot on this Friday morning. And as far as the kids heading to the bus stop, be on the lookout for them. These mornings are kind of dark before we get the time change in early November, but with the fog added in, that can be an added danger. 60 degrees this morning and 84 degrees later this afternoon with a decent amount of sunshine. Most of the region has managed to drop into the 50s and low 60s this time around, and as our temperatures and our dew points are meeting with clear skies and light winds, that's where we're starting to see that fog formation, mainly along the ground, but we're going to see some lowering of the visibilities elsewhere across the region. A very weak trough is moving across the mid part of the country, so the closest rain we can find is up into Arkansas, Oklahoma, and southwestern Missouri. And I don't expect any rain to occur here in Acadiana, at least for the next several days. Going into next week, we might have a better chance, but it's been over a month since we've seen measurable precipitation here in Acadiana. And as far as that fog, again, you can see that on the satellite kind of expanding northward. So our main Acadiana parishes and then westward over the Texas state line will probably have the best chance for the fog. That will burn off by mid-morning. Trough will move to our north, and bit of a ridge of high pressure kind of settling just to our west is going to keep more of a westerly to northwesterly flow in the upper levels. So again, not going to see too many changes. There is a front though that's going to slide in here on Saturday. So fog will be an issue today. Fog could be an issue again Saturday morning, but I think Sunday the air mass will be drying out a bit. So I don't expect as much fog for the second half of the weekend. And skies will become partly to mostly sunny later this afternoon, and those temperatures are going to be climbing back into the 80s, but as I said, any rain is going to be staying well to the north, but there will be a chance coming up toward the middle part of next week. There's your highs today, running in the mid 80s just about everywhere you go. And tonight, again, because the dew points are up a little bit more, I think our overnight temperatures will probably dip into the lower 60s by early Saturday morning. So again, that upper level pattern, more of a ridge that's kind of back over the Rio Grande Valley and into the desert southwest. But there's going to be more of a dip in the jet stream coming up for the middle part of next week. So this looks a little bit more promising when it comes to some chances for rain. Not great chances, but better than what we've seen for the last month. And as far as our drought conditions, that new drought monitor was released. It was updated on Tuesday, but released yesterday. And you can see virtually all of Acadiana as at least abnormally dry, but our southwestern parishes are now in severe drought mode. And we'll probably see this expand even more if we don't get any rain between now and next Thursday. Wave heights today in the Gulf of Mexico, not so bad. 1 to 2, maybe up to 3 feet in the far offshore waters, and we'll see light winds out of the east-southeast. Skies are generally fair across the Gulf of Mexico with a few high thin clouds, but the upper levels going west to east and the lower levels going more east to west this time around. And as far as the Caribbean, things pretty quiet right now. But in about a week or so, there are suggestions by the computer models that we'll see some development over the southwestern part of the Gulf of Mexico. The rest of the Atlantic is relatively quiet. You got a tropical wave there in the southern Caribbean, another tropical wave moving westward across the Atlantic. But At this point in time, the National Hurricane Center is not expecting any tropical development over the next 7 days, but keep in mind some of the computer models are developing something days 8, 9, and 10, so just outside of the window of the National Hurricane Center's forecast. I will be live, though, later today for Let's Talk Tropics. That's at noon right here on Acadiana Weather Today. After the fog burns off, I think we'll get back to some sunshine today. Temperatures getting back to 86, so very similar to what we saw yesterday. Fog could be an issue again overnight tonight as lows will drop into the lower 60s. Partly to mostly sunny skies again Saturday with a high of 87. And humidity levels will start to drop off a bit going into Saturday night and early Sunday. So I think we'll see less fog Sunday morning, but more sunshine and some drier conditions with highs in the 80s, and those dew points may kind of dip back into the 50s, so it'll feel a little bit more comfortable, and then dry to start the early part of next week, and then hopefully we'll get that chance for rain by about maybe Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Well, I hope you enjoy Acadiana Weather Today. If you do, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also turn on those notifications. And don't forget, coming up very soon on November the 4th, my forecast will be heard on Big 102.1, Planet Radio 106.7, and Freedom 95.1. And in between all these broadcasts, please follow my social media pages, both on Facebook and X. If I don't see you for Let's Talk Tropics at noon today, I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.